Hi, good morning. Good morning, Tallahassee. Thank you for joining us this morning on this Wednesday morning, which happens to be St. Patrick's Day. I have on no green, but no one is in here to pinch me. So don't try it if you see me in the community today. But I would like to take this time. We're coming before you from the Capital City Chamber of Commerce and also with Prime Meridian Bank, which is our business partners, and also one of our chamber members to keep before you to please apply for the PPP. Any of the questions that you have, you can go ahead and start putting questions down at the bottom of the screen. Also, at this time, give us a few minutes to share this on our platforms. If we can all just go ahead and share this on our platforms that we are live, share with the different ones in the community to let them know that we're live. If they have any PPP questions, this is the time that you can come on here and ask us live, or we will also post our information at the bottom of the screen where you can contact us individually. But it is imperative that we stay before you and say, don't get comfortable just because you're receiving funding from the federal government this week. If you pay your bills, one good time is gone. So this is what we're staying before you as, and we made a pact within ourselves to keep you informed, and we making sure that we do that, and so that we can keep the PPP process going. March 31st is approaching fastly, and with the time spring forward time that happened this week, and just look like the days are just going very fast. So again, please, I have on here from Prime Meridian Bank, and I will allow them to introduce themselves quickly and also give out their contact information. Is Candace Hopkins and also Sterling Luce. I also have with me, which has joined the one that will be working here in the chamber with me, is Cicely Clary. She educates on finance and helping us get it right. So if your documents are not ready, we're here to help you get document ready. I am a strong believer in technical assistance to get you where you need to go, not just for PPP, but for moving forward in general. So at this time, Candace.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. My name is Candace Hopkins. I'm with Prime Meridian Bank. I am the compliance officer. I'm also the Community Reinvestment Act officer for the bank too. Looking forward to answering any questions we can and being a resource to the Capital City Chamber members. Thank you.
Thank you, Sterling.
Hey, I'm Sterling Luce. I'm a credit officer here at Prime Meridian Bank. I work heavily with the PPP program since its inception and as we go all the way through. Katrina, you did mention we have a deadline coming up March 31st. I reasonably expect we'll get extended, but I wouldn't promise that. So if you've got an application started, we highly encourage you to go ahead and get it in. It's a very quick process now, and we've got plenty of time between now and the 31st to get it done, as long as you'll start as soon as possible.
So everybody already detected that Sterling is the man to go to. How in the world is he going to predict that it might be an extension? But he's not promising. So
I'm looking at the news now.
This is what he does all day. This is why I'm on here with Prime Meridian, because they have designated people in their facilities to make sure that they're watching the PPP all day long. I'm doing 100 things. So this is why when people call me from the community, I'm like, oh, hold on, let me call my experts, because I have no idea if anything changes. Prime Meridian knows, Sterling knows, and I have emails coming through to me all day, but do I get an opportunity to engage in them like Sterling does and Candace does? So I appreciate that. So now we're going to have Cicely Clary to also speak of what she will be doing here with the chamber, helping you if need be to get ready for your paperwork processes.
Okay, hello everyone. Again, I'm Cicely Clary, and I am a business consultant, also a financial advisor. So if you all need any help with the step-by-step process of coaching in regards to the PPP loan, or how you can use your PPP loan for your business, I will be here to guide you through that process.
Thank you. As we move forward, Chrissy, do we have any questions that came at the bottom of the screen? If not, I'm going to allow Sterling to share some important updates since the last time we were on with the community. some important updates or changes that happen to the PPP that's for the good of everybody?
Well, we don't have any comments or questions at this time, but I do want to encourage everyone to make sure you engage with us. And if you have any questions, get them to us, because it is super important, because this is ever changing. There's always something changing, and we've got the right people on here to discuss those changes and to put you in the best position.
All right, Sterling, I would like to know, okay, my first question is, we know that the deadline is approaching. We know we've been in this a year. They even having an anniversary for COVID. I'm like, oh, we're so done. They're having an anniversary we've been at this a year, and it's even mind-boggling for us as community leaders and community stakeholders to say, okay, we still got to continue to stay before people and let them know this is important, apply, get this stuff done. A lot of people have gotten a PPP the first round. And one of the questions that I had this week, a business came to me and say, hey, can I apply? Can I also apply for the PPP the second round if I didn't get my forgiveness? Is that possible?
That is entirely possible. All the application actually requires that you will attest when you apply for the second round that you have used the first round appropriately. You do not have to go through the forgiveness process from beginning to end. It's not very difficult. We encourage you to start. If you're applying with us for a second round, it's very easy to go ahead and transition into your original forgiveness application. It's very quick, but you do not have to complete that process to close on your second PPP loan. The SBA's made that very specific because their process can be fairly lengthy. It's not difficult, but the sheer volume. So a lot of times we're running into applications that may sit in their queue for almost the entire 90 days that they're allowed. They all, so far, knock on wood, have come back fully approved, and we haven't had any issues, but that may take you some time. So don't let that stop you from applying, as long as you can attest that you've used the original round for the appropriate purposes, which is payroll, rent, utilities, that type of thing.
Okay, and then my next question is that I'm getting from businesses. Some businesses may have applied for the PPP at a financial lender, and let me just be for real with you, but they didn't enjoy their experience with the lender that they received a PPP from. Will they be welcome to go to another financial institution, or do you recommend that they stay with that the first financial institution that gave them the PPP to get their second draw?
Well, there's some benefits to the client for anybody that's applied to go back to their original institution where they applied. There's some synergies there, just getting the application process done. If it was not a pleasant experience, and selfishly we probably hope none of them were, please do come to Prime Meridian or any other financial institution. You can apply at a different bank. The SBA actually will still encourage you on their site that if your experience was good at the first bank, go ahead and use that, because you've got some of the application information there already. It's just more efficient, and that's the most important thing, to take less of the business community's time to do this.
Absolutely, that is more efficient. But we want to be every time I go in there into my financial, they don't have to say my name because I'm bad with names, but at least smile at me. And that's why we connecting with Prime Meridian, because when I go into their atmosphere, or even when I talk to them on the phone, I very rarely see them because we're so busy. They be like, "Oh, hey, Katrina!" Like, they so happy to hear from me, knowing that I'm calling to ask them for something. Does anyone else have any question? I know that it was a question on, we have a question here. How long is it taking to have applications approved?
It's kind of hit or miss. Most of them can come pretty easy. So a lot of what we're doing now, and I'll talk real quickly about the Schedule C filer. There is a change in the application process if you're a Schedule C filer on your tax return that's got some benefits, but that's mostly what we've been working on, and they go pretty quickly. There's not a lot of information that we will require to process the application, and from that point, that's probably a 24 to 48 hour time frame, depending on if we have to make any adjustments, the back and forth online to get an application signed. We're getting most of our approvals from the SBA within 4 to 5 days. I will caveat that with just so everybody knows, and I think the SBA has done a good job of this. They've got a lot of electronic filters, or what I'll call online filters, algorithms to find out whether or not you're applying. There's some fraud within the system. So there's some filters that will catch duplicate tax identification numbers, Dun and Bradstreet numbers, Dun and or similar names. And the SBA is doing that for the benefit that it's, money's not going out to fraud, but it sometimes is difficult to get an application processed. So we might get an error when we transmit your application to the SBA that says there's a duplicate tax identification number out there. What we have to do is spend some time with the SBA to verify that you are who you say you are. They want to know so they can find out, okay, we've got a duplicate tax ID number in Washington State. We better find out who those people are. So that can run out a 10, 13-day process from the time we get an application in. That's pretty rare. Most of them we can overcome, again, within a 2 or 3 day process. So give us 2 days, probably less than that, to get it in the SBA, and then count on 5 days for approval, but probably less than that. I'm hedging that a little bit.
And I think, Sterling, I think that is what is there any communication in between those days? Because that's where the ball is being. Everybody's like, okay, am I approved, or am I doing what's going on? Does the SBA normally notify? Well, I have a team of people that's working on mine, so I don't know when the notifications come at all. They just tell me when I'm approved. But does notifications go out to the businesses to let them know the process and the steps or anything?
No, the SBA is not communicating directly with the clients at this point until a decision has been made. So most of the communication, and they're using the banks on purpose to do that. They simply just don't have the staff at the SBA to do this large of a volume, and that's where most of our issues are created. So a lot of it's electronic online services. Generally, our service from the SBA has been better. They're really making an effort to make it better. They've just got a lot of these to process all at once. So the vast majority of the applications for round 2 are in some sort of phase, or either approved, closed, or at least within the system. That's giving them some breathing room. So if you pick up the phone, you can get somebody at the SBA. They do have on their online, the clients can call. There's a line there specifically for borrowers. The information's kind of limited, but they're at least trying to. So a little bit of patience just on the application process and the electronics of getting them into their portal. But most of the time we found it relatively easy.
Okay, I'm gonna allow others and anyone else on the call to add into the conversation. And just let the community know this is not going to be an hour long. We just here to encourage you to please apply and put our contact information up before you again, because sometimes we get so busy within our work week, and we also just so busy handling everyday life, trying to maintain and trying to make it. But we're here to encourage you and to let you know that we are here for you. Candace, is there anything that you would like that you think we've missed that the community may also need to hear at this time?
Just mentioning about the change for Schedule C filers. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Sterling?
Sure. So your Schedule C on your tax return, if you're not a Schedule C filer, is simply almost a profit and loss statement for your business if you're a sole proprietor. So there's the line 7, which is your gross revenue. Line 31 is your net revenue. The SBA has made the change that we used to use the line 31 to calculate your loan amount. So line 31 divided by 12 times 2.5. That's the general calculation. If your gross revenue is probably should be a lot more than your net. Now they're allowing the gross revenue number to use. The caps are still limited at $20,833. But if you didn't have much net income for the prior year, 2020 or 19, you can use either year that you filed. You can potentially increase your loan amount drastically. So we've had a number of applicants that have qualified for a very small amount of money that may not have been worthwhile or was not very helpful, be able to come back increase their loan amount or actually start again and have a fully funded PPP loan at the cap for a sole proprietor, which is $20,833. You know, the difference in that and maybe a $200 loan is very meaningful. So I'd encourage you, if you have not applied or you're concerned you don't qualify for much, give us a call. You can go to the SBA website and get just a real quick synopsis of how that calculation works. And you might find out it's more beneficial than you originally thought.
Carolyn, let me ask you this. So we're talking to a lot of like sole proprietors, the barbershops, the hair salons, people like that really have never had to do the Schedule C or provide any type of paperwork. How is Prime Meridian helping them with that? I know through the partnership with Capital City Chamber and Prime Meridian, you guys are able to send them back to us and say, hey, Katrina, this is what this particular person need. I reach out to our technical assistance program that we created with Soul. I have bookkeepers and CPAs sitting there waiting, ready. Cicely's here, sitting here waiting and ready to help you. What do you do when someone walks in your place of business like that?
Well, the first thing we do, we try to hook them up. We have, there's probably 25 of us now almost working full time on PPP.
I don't have 25 people. I have.
Yeah. So we're hooking people up with the next available. Most of the folks that are here that are starting the process are very experienced. So we intake an application or get an application out to the client, just get an initial draft form, and then we run through all the checks so the client does not have to, and we can send them back a completed application that if there's any errors, we can find a little bit more room for loan amount, we'll send that back out to the client so they can take a look at it, make sure everything matches with what they think, and we'll finalize the process. But we have a number of people that have not, somebody called the other day, they want to use their 2020 tax return, which they have not filed. Well, you don't have to do that if you'll just help us get a sketch of your Schedule C, or I say a draft of your Schedule C. As long as you're willing to attest that it's mostly accurate, we can use that. So that's helped people get larger loans. It's just knowing the rules of the road and keeping up with them.
Thank you for the answer. So you guys, I didn't even know you guys had 25 people over there waiting. Why y'all didn't tell me that earlier before we got live? But I think we have another question that came up on the screen. Ms. Smith, can you apply with a different lender as the second round applicant? We did answer that earlier, and yes, you can. But it's also, we was advised from Prime Meridian, it's also to try to stick with the lender that you have. But if it was complications, they do welcome other applicants as well.
We did right.
I hope I said that right. Andrea Anderson, what about medical cannabis clinics? Any eligibility? From I've seen, the answer is no. From what she's seen, the answer is no. Is there, Candace?
So the answer right now to that is still no. And the main reason why is medical cannabis is still illegal from the federal level. Until the rule changes from a federal standpoint, the SBA and other government entities are not going to sponsor putting out money for a program like that. We will keep an eye on that and see if anything changes. It is just really difficult while it's sponsored and supported from a state level, but not federal.
Thank you for the answer. And I know that's also the same for credit unions as well. It's another question at the bottom of the screen. Is the 3.5 still in play for 722? This is a Sterling question. It has too many numbers in this question, so I can't even read it. So Sterling, tackle this question for me, please.
So the quick answer is yes. And for other viewers, the question is, if you're in the industry code nexus, which is on the screen there, that starts with a 7.2, that means your business is in the hospitality industry, hotel, restaurant, live entertainment. And so, yes, the answer is you can use the 3.5 multiplier of your average pay. So the PPP loans are calculated on generally 2.5 times your average monthly payroll for given 12 months. For the hospitality industry, Nexus code starting with 7.2, it's 3.5. Significant difference in loan amount.
You see why Sterling's my friend, everybody? And she said, thank you for your answer.
Good. Thank you for the question.
Did we miss any questions that we think the community would know? The main thing is if everybody can put up, I have a great question. If someone did not want to go, how would they connect with Prime Meridian? What would be the steps? If they wanted to walk in, does it have to be appointment? Or how would they do you guys schedule Zoom appointments to meet with them, Sterling? What's the process? Or Candace?
So I'll say generically, 907-2300, virtually any of our teammates can help you get started in the process of a PPP loan. Well, that means that somebody that might need to get you to me directly, that's the easiest way to start, or online, primemeridianbank.com. But we'd love to talk to you. No appointment necessary. We can typically do this over the phone. If you're more comfortable, we'd love to have you come into the office. We can set you up a workstation. Even if you'd like to start on your application here, we can do that. But we can keep it online, and we can keep it as personal as you're comfortable with.
With all CDC guidelines, safety, mask, don't come in there without no mask or anything like that. We got to keep the team over there at Prime Meridian safe so that they can continue processing. And also to keep you safe in your place of business as well. So please go to their website, which is, he did mention it, is primemeridianbank.com. And also you will it says on there at the bottom down there where the PPP, and you will be able to click on that and start the process. Again, their contact information, if you can share his contact, we will share his contact information on the bottom of the screen here, and also Candace Hopkins' contact information, and also Cicely Clary, and we will be able to assist you here. The office number here at the chamber is 850-692-3406, and you can also reach us at capcitychamber.com. If you go to that consulting tab, Chrissy, if you can highlight that consulting tab. If you go to that consulting tab, you need any technical assistance, please fill out this application. Once you fill out this application, we will see it. We will connect you to the resources that you need and try to help you to the best of our ability. If we don't have the answer in here, I guarantee you, I know where you can get the answer from by connecting with our collaborative partners. Thank you again for joining us. But before I close, I'm going to allow each one of our panel to say something. Sterling, what would you like to say closing?
I'd just like to say, if you've not started your first, second, or in any of the applications, please do take advantage of the program. It's relatively easy, and we can take care of it. We can round off all the hard corners here.
Thank you. Candace?
Just kind of gonna echo what Sterling said. If you're not comfortable coming in, you can pick up the phone. I will make sure to leave my direct dial number. Feel free to call either myself, call Sterling, send us an email. If you prefer Zoom, we will schedule a Zoom session and be happy to talk with you however convenient it is for you, whatever works best for you. And we are here to help. We are a resource. So just reach out to us and we'll do whatever we can to help.
Thank you. Cicely?
Just want to add to that. Everybody has been great. And also, if you need any help with your PPP loan, just reach out to the Chamber of Commerce, and we are here to help you through the process. And also after the process of the forgiveness loan, if you need help and guidance through going through that and filling out those forms, we're here to help you.
Thank you so much. And of course, I wouldn't be here on live without seeing you guys if I didn't have Christy Saunders. And we so appreciate her. She had a new business extension this week. I got a text and she's going mobile with her business. So we wanted to congratulate her on that. More information will be coming to the community. So watch our Facebook page, our social media page on celebrating what her new business is over there in Railroad Square. Am I saying it right, Chrissy? She's shaking her head.
It's our second location, but it's mobile. So very cool.
And
And
she
it will be at Railroad Square Art District, correct?
yeah, she doesn't know it yet, but community, she will be coming live so she can explain what she does, and it would just be the Chrissy show. But nevertheless, we also during this time of COVID and also Women's History Month is St. Patrick's Day. I mean, just holidays and all celebrations just piling on top of each other. But remember, we are here to help you get through these times and apply. Don't wait till you get to your last $10 and apply now, and then it won't seem like such an urgency when as the process is going along as you're trying to get approved. Again, thank you for joining the Capital City Chamber as we continue to bring you resources during this time. Thank you and have a great Wednesday and be safe.
Thank you.